Hey guys, we're back again with Shane McLean from 432 Yuck, and today he wanted to talk about something that's on his mind and something that everybody should know about in the Edmonton area when you're talking about junk removal and dumping, and that is dumping of the wrong products. So either illegal dumping or hazardous or toxic waste. So get us started, Shane.
Yeah, that's an issue that I think we're always dealing with is people trying to sneak in paint cans or jugs of oil or all sorts of stuff that isn't allowed and is harmful to the environment, right? So we do our best to try and combat that and like try and pick things out if we do catch it and see it. But it's something that I think clients and the public should be aware of is the garbage goes to a transfer station and gets transferred to a landfill and then eventually gets put in the ground, right? So you have to be mindful of that.
So what should people do with paint and oil and batteries and things like that?
Yeah, so we can take it, but we just need to be told about it ahead of time so we can dispose of it in the proper ways. At our yard, we have containers where we dump some of the oils or some of the paints and all that stuff, where we put them aside and we gather them up until we have a big pile of it. Then we'll take it to the special disposing stations for them. Okay. Right. But just I think just don't try to sneak it in. Just try and be honest about it and tell the companies ahead of time that that's what you got. Right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Let people know. Shane, now is there any extra charge for that, or what do you do in that case?
If it's a large amount, then we'll work out a price. But if it's just a couple items, then we'll figure it out and we'll work it on our end. But I did have a job where a painting company, Jared with Triple M Painting, he called me. He had a whole bunch of half paint cans containers. So he told me ahead of time, and then we came and we did a specific load or a specific run just for those items, and then we took it and disposed of them properly. But with the city of Edmonton, they were doing like a special event that day. It was luckily the next day where they were taking all those items for free. So you just have to be aware of the schedulings because the city helps a lot with it. Mm-hmm. But you just have to be aware of when they are hosting those events and vice versa, right?
Right. Yeah, they're big bin events that happen I think throughout the summer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few that go on through June and July. I'm not sure. You can probably check the City of Edmonton website for that. But when it comes to, let's say, construction projects, because with construction, there's all types of different materials that are thrown into the waste bin or the waste receptacle there. What do you tell your commercial clients or construction clients about hazardous waste materials?
Yeah, well, we usually give them a list of what things are accepted, what things are needed extra care, and when we give them the quoting or the pricing. So and then we try to keep an eye on it. And if it's like a company that's like a diesel mechanic shop, then we know you got to keep extra eye on it because they have lots of oil filters or stuff like that. But if it's a home renovation company, then it's it's kind of it depends on the customer, right? But it's something that we're always keeping our eye out for because it happens a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have any relationships with any asbestos remediation companies in case you run into that situation?
Yeah, we do. But we actually, with the asbestos, those companies are heavily regulated. So they have to follow strict procedures to like double bag it, abatement, and spray it, all that. So if it ever does come our way, it's usually triple bagged or double bagged and wrapped up securely and properly, right? So the asbestos is, I think that would be just companies that are trying to save money and like removing the warnings and all that stuff and just trying to dump it as like normal garbage. But if a company's going that far to save money, then they shouldn't be in business, right? So
yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, because people's safety is in mind when it comes to those types of hazardous materials.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else that you wanted to discuss or share with your audience for 432 Yuck about hazardous waste, toxic chemicals, and just waste removal in general?
Yeah, the biggest thing is don't be throwing batteries, big or small, into the bins because those cause fire hazards. And in the city of Edmonton, there's been a couple of landfills that caught on fire. It usually happens every now and then, once a year or so. And a big result of that is having batteries mixed in with the garbage. So when their machines are crushing up the garbage and separating it and classifying it, they touch the batteries and then they explode and then it causes a huge fire rate. So, that's the biggest thing. Batteries, paint cans, oils, that kind of stuff. Just make sure you put it on the side so the drivers and the companies can see it, address it, and dispose of it properly, right?
Yeah, those things don't go into the landfill. They get sent to a special facility
Exactly.
where they're dealt with. Either they're made inert or they're burned up and gotten rid of that way. One thing I saw in my neighborhood, which kind of irritated me, was a guy pouring paint down the drain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right in the street, right down the storm drain, pouring paint. I was just like,
yeah,
that's not cool.
It's horrible because that's Edmonton is our home. It's our eco center. It's our eco stations. Like we got to treat it with respect and take care of it. Make sure it lasts for generations to come. Right. So
absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Shane, for sharing with us today. So, guys, if you're in need of a large bin that Shane can help you out with, whether you're doing a renovation or just need to muck out your house, or he can also help with junk removal. He'll come in, him and his team, and clean out whatever you've got and make your life beautiful again. Thank you so much for joining us. See you on the next video.